Happy Scrubmas Day 8. Scrubmas is where I post a scrub formula every single day leading up until Christmas. Make sure you guys subscribe, hit the notification bell, whatever you gotta do to follow along because you're not gonna wanna miss these scrub recipes. Guys, let's check the stocking, see what's in there. Ta-da! We got this pink Himalayan salt scrub. I've had so many people begging for a salt scrub. I hope you guys like this formula. It's different than a lot of the scrubs I've ever made. I typically talk about how I don't like salt scrubs, but you know what? I actually really like this one. And I'm doing something a little different. I'm like experimenting with like ingredients I've never used. I mean, you could say it somewhat ended up being a fail because it didn't end up being what I expected, but also it ended up being a great scrub that I liked. So I don't think it was a fail. I think this will help give you guys some inspiration on like different ingredients to try out in a scrub. So let's get into it. Begin by grabbing a heat-safe mixing bowl, and you want to start out with Olivem 900. Now guys, this is the first time I've ever used this ingredient in a scrub, so we are just going to see what happens together. After that, I added in some shea butter. I always use this butter in scrubs. Like if I'm going to use a butter in scrubs, it's typically shea butter. I did use cocoa butter a few videos back, but yeah, shea butter is like my favorite butter. Then after that, I'm adding in some Polysorbate 80. So the reason I added this in is to help with wash off. I've gotten some complaints from you guys that like these oil-based scrubs feel too oily. So for this one, I'm adding in Polysorbate 80 to help with rinse off so it doesn't leave that oily residue on your skin. Then after that, add in your oil. I'm using sunflower oil. So that is it for everything in that bowl. We are going to use a water bath to heat everything up and melt everything down. Now, once everything is melted, go ahead and give everything a good mix and just let it sit until it cools down to around 100 degrees Fahrenheit. And you will notice that things will start to re-solidify, and this is about how it'll look around then. So just give everything a good mix once again, and this is when we can add in our cool down ingredients. So I'm going to start with the fragrance oil, and I'm using this raspberry and sweet pea fragrance oil from Brambleberry. I don't know, the scent just kind of like went with the vibe for some reason in my mind, so that's why I chose it. It smells really good. And just mix that in, then add in some vitamin E and mix that in. Also here, you can go ahead and add in Optifen, which is a preservative for oil-based products like this, but I opted out of the preservative here because I'm just trying to show you guys that you can make scrubs without preservatives. You just need to make sure you're not putting wet hands in that product, because as long as there's no water in the product, mold and bacteria won't grow. So just make sure none of that gets in this. Oh, and also make sure you pour in the pink Himalayan salt. You guys probably already seen me do that. And mix everything in. Now, let it sit overnight. I didn't know what to expect, guys. And look, it didn't thicken up too much. The weird thing is that this actually really reminds me of the Tree Hut scrub. Like the same texture and everything, except maybe this needs to be a little bit thicker. I don't know. I was really surprised by the end result. I thought it was going to be thicker, but I'm actually really happy with it. Typically, I'm not a fan of salt scrubs, but I'm really liking this scrub. I do kind of wish it looked a little bit prettier on camera. I feel like the pink doesn't look that pretty. Maybe I should have added like some pink mica powder or something. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you want to see like another Himalayan salt scrub, because I don't do salt scrubs too often. But yeah, do you guys see what I mean by it looking similar to the Tree Hut? But yeah, I recommend trying it out because I really like this scrub. And again, I've never used Olivem 900 in a scrub before, and I want to try it again. Also, don't forget to go over and check out my Patreon, where I post 2 exclusive videos every single month. So there is a ton of videos you can go over there and binge watch. For only $5 a month, you get access to the entire backlog. And for $10 a month, you can get a shout out for your small business. So let's shout everybody out. Nature's Farm Girl, Let's Blend LLC.com, Stardust Bath and Body over on Instagram, hempygirl.com, shoplevis.com, Owl and Lily over on Etsy, embracebeautyessentials.com, Legendary Bath and Body, Astari Apothecary, Revega Cosmetics here on YouTube, exorebb.com, Pardo Naturals, Natural State Skin, thenatureinus.ca, nearcatelier.com. You can use the code on the screen for 20% off, earthandambernaturals.com, Shark City Naturals, and the rest of these companies are launching soon. skinbydevu.com, Seventh House and Oak over on Etsy, at Black Petal Beauty on Instagram, and mycrownandglowery.com. Thank you guys so much for your support. Literally without the Patreon, I would not be able to continue doing what I do. You guys literally sponsor every single video, so thank you guys so much.